everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Yumemiko Storytime. So just as the title says, this episode is going to be talking about how is it like to have an older brother. Well, some might say it's nice, but others might say it's not nice. For me though, it's both. Yep, my brother is actually quite an enigma. So buckle up everybody, I'm going to tell you my story of how it feels like growing up with interesting older brother. So, some of you might already know that I'm shy from the previous episode of Yumemiko Storytime Chapter 1. You should watch it, okay? And my uncle was once a victim of my kindness. You guys might be wondering, Yume, you're shy? And what about your brother? He's shy too? Well, actually, my brother was quite a troublemaker back then. A lot of crazy stuff happened when I was still a kid. If I have to describe my brother, he's more like a high-level IQ kind of guy, you know? You know, the one that in the anime holding his glasses and said, 計画の言う通り. On the other hand, I am more of an emotional type of person. You know, there's a saying, sometimes logic goes against feelings, right? Well, that is exactly what happened. It's not like he's a brat, no. It's because he couldn't be bothered to think about what other people feel. For example, there is this one time where he mercilessly kicked a soccer ball at me when I was still in a kindergarten. So during that time, our parents would usually leave us to play at the back of our old house. And my brother was like, "Hey Yume, let's play some soccer. I'll be the striker while you be the goalkeeper, alright?" And the little old Gilbert me just nodded and walked towards the goal. But little did I know, that experience would make me traumatized instead of playing soccer. Why, you ask? Well, you see, my brother, without a second thought, just suddenly unleashed his superpower and kicked the ball hard until the fan shook. Yes, the fan shook like crazy. Luckily enough, he missed. But of course my brother keeps doing it again and again, not even hesitating a single strike. Maybe he thought he was some kind of main character in a sports anime or the villain that gets trashed at every end of the arc. Except that villain was a helpless little girl. Poor little self was in the middle of the goal and trembling in fear. It didn't take long for a poor little Yume to start crying and scream. I remember running to my parents looking for some help too. Seriously though, sometimes I wonder who is the older one in the family. There's also this one time where he left me alone on the road just to take a photo of a certain temple. If I remember correctly, this happened when I was still in 5th grade. So during that time, my family and I were on a vacation, visiting a famous tourist place, which is this place. Along the way, we decided to rent a bike that could fit 2 people for me and my brother. Which is this kind of bike because I don't know what bike is this. When we were about to ride the bicycle, my mother suddenly talked to me and said, "Yume, you have to watch over your brother, okay? After all, you know that he couldn't read the room. So make sure you keep your guard up, okay?" And I thought, there is no way he's that stupid, right? Oh boy! was wrong. I decided to test him and ask, "Hey, if you want to go and take some pictures, you can go, alright? I'll be here waiting and securing our bicycle." My brother suddenly gave me the serious look and grabbed my shoulders. He tried his best to act serious, but I can see his lips were twitching and his eyes were sparkling. He said like this, "Really? Like, I can go, right? Like, you're serious, right?" He was seriously trying so hard to conceal his happiness. And in my head, I was like, really? I was so done with him and decided to agree anyways, since I actually don't mind waiting for him. But then I realized maybe I should have scolded him because people around us were starting to judge him like crazy. I can even hear some tourists whispering and saying things like, "Why is she standing there alone? Wow, how could he just leave her like that?" And ever since that day, I started to lecture my brother about the art of feelings. And the result is, well, I think his attitude only changed about 20% towards me though. At least, he's fine with other people. I hope. At the end of the day, he is my brother. Sometimes he can be reliable when he needs to. Sometimes, okay, not always. And you know, if I think about it in a way, we really are siblings. After all, we both are dance. In completely different way, that is. Well, that's all for me. I hope you like this episode. And if you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe to the channel. I hope everybody has a nice dream. And bye-bye!